Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we're going to try something new and different, which I've never done before. Here at Verbling, we're going to talk a little bit about the U.S. citizenship test. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a discussion about your country, where you're from. Is it possible for foreigners to become a citizen of your country? Maybe we'll talk a little bit about uh, the process in the United States, and most especially, after a little discussion, the fun part. Uh, let's talk. Let's try the actual U.S. citizenship test. Could you become a U.S. citizen? If you wanted to, let's say. Uh, I had a little fun with this last weekend. I I challenged my friend here, a buddy of mine, and another American who also lives here in the Philippines. I challenged. I found the test online, 100-question test, and we bet each other to see how we would do on the test. I won. I got 91%. I was actually a little disappointed. I was actually a little shocked that I did that poorly, but I won because my friend got 88%. But it's the interesting thing about that is how educated we are into the history and functioning of our government, and that's another question I'd like to talk to you about. Do you have these kinds of classes for we call them civics class in the United States, where they teach you about history of your country, the political structure, how the government works, um, so on and so on and so on. Anyway, a little bit of discussion, and then we'll have some fun attempting to take the U.S. citizenship test. It'll be fun. Join us. Hello, Max.
Good morning. I'm fine.
Good.
How are
Good
you?
morning. So far, so good. So
Only
far, I'm okay.
only start your days. Your day.
I'm only starting my day. Yeah, I have 8 one-hour classes in a row with absolutely no breaks. So I don't really know how I'm going to survive today because I don't have time to go to the bathroom or eat any food. Yeah, but it's still early, so I'm still good. I feel sorry for my last student of the day, really. Um, but anyway, okay, our topic, the U.S. citizenship test. So, Max, in Russia, do you have what we call civics classes in the United States to teach you all about, I don't know, citizenship, basically, your government, how it works, your responsibilities as a citizen, the history of your country, etc., etc. Do you have such classes when you're growing up?
Uh, I think yes, we have. We
You
had.
think?
I had.
You don't remember? Oh dear. Okay.
Actually, no. History
Actually,
class,
yeah.
some
Right.
kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russian history class. Uh-huh.
Yes, and about government and politics system.
Uh-huh.
Something. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Let me welcome Ming. Uh, Ming, hello.
Hi, Oakley.
Hi. Long time no see. How have
Yeah,
you been?
been doing well. Thanks for asking.
Terrific. Uh, okay. Ming, we're gonna have fun trying to take the U.S. citizenship test today, but I want to talk about this for a little bit. In your country, do you have civics classes? Do you have history classes, Chinese history, and civics classes to teach about your responsibilities as a citizen and how the government works and
No,
so on and so forth?
no.
No, really. I find
Unless
it
you want to
surprised.
be a part of the government, then you don't
Okay.
have to know. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Interesting. How about Chinese history classes? Did you have to take?
Yeah, yeah. I think every country has
Right.
history classes, so you know the
Sure.
history of your own country. That
Right.
is pretty standard.
That is pretty standard. I would agree.
Yeah,
Okay, now I have another question for you.
yeah.
Because we're talking about the citizenship test. Anybody from anywhere in the world can become a U.S. citizen. It's definitely possible. And frankly, the requirements are abysmally low, in my opinion. Really too easy. In fact, I've heard many stories about Chinese women who are very pregnant going to the United States to have a baby. They have the baby in the United States automatically because the baby was born in the United States, gets a U.S. passport, is a United States citizen, can vote in the United States. Have you heard such stories?
Yeah, I heard anyone, regardless of your origin, if you're born in the United States, you're automatically a U.S. citizen.
100% true.
Yeah.
Uh, Additionally, I have personally experienced uh, three friends of mine. One of them married a Russian, one married a Peruvian, one married a Slovakian. If you marry a U.S. citizen, bing, you are a U.S. citizen. If you move back to the United States,
Hmm.
but you have to move back to the United States. For example, I'm married to a Filipina, but we haven't moved back to the United States. If we did, she could become a U.S. citizen.
Hmm.
A lot of paperwork and red tape involved in that one, in that method. Believe me, uh, interviews and investigations and lots of red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the third way is if you live in the United States for 3 years. Okay, you go there on a work visa, what have you, and you're legal there. You're a legal immigrant. You have a green card, it's called. After 3 years, you can take the citizenship test, which we're going to look at today, and you can become a U.S. citizen. So, how about in China? Is it possible for people from other countries to become a Chinese citizen with all the legal rights a Chinese citizen has?
I honestly don't know. I think it's much harder because immigration isn't as um, that advanced. I mean, that popular in China,
Uh-huh.
or not that many people immigrate to China like in the United States.
Yeah.
So the system is still developing, and I don't know. I don't know if you can really
You know.
become a Chinese citizen. Yeah.
Here in the Philippines, okay, you cannot. You can never become a Philippine. No one. You can't. Max can't. I can't. Even though I've lived here 8 years, you cannot become a citizen of this country ever. And
Mm.
furthermore, in the United States, if you travel the United States, you have the even if you're not a citizen, you have exactly the same laws as any American citizen. It's absolutely
Mm.
100% exactly the same. However, if you come to the Philippines, you have different laws. I have different laws than my neighbor, which I think is whacked. Really kind of makes me angry, actually. But yeah, there are different laws and many different laws about civil matters, owning property, about criminal matters. what is a crime. It's defined differently for a Filipino citizen and a foreigner. It's really like really
Mm.
kind of really makes me angry. It's really not fair. Uh, Literally, they can do things that I can't do. If I do, I can go to jail, but a Filipino can do it in front of a policeman, and it's perfectly okay. It's really. Uh, anyway, okay. Let me, Ming. I want to talk to there. There.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, hi, teacher Oakley. You hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
There. Remind me, where are you from? Are you from Brazil or
No, no, no. I'm
no?
from Iraq, south of Iraq.
Iraq.
Yes.
Okay, I'm way off.
Okay.
Half the world away. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There. Do you have citizenship laws? Can somebody from another country move to your country and become a citizen?
Actually,
Immigration laws.
in our in our constitution, we have a right to take more than one passport, but there, yeah, and also have a right to any, especially for Arabic people, because there is 21 Arabic country. So,
Right.
and if you were Arabic, so you have a right, I mean, priority to take a citizenship in Iraq more than a foreign people. But the problem is there is no more people want to take citizenship of Iraqi because citizenship Iraqi not like United States, so there's no
Yeah.
people want to take it. But in contrary, the citizen of Iraqi want to go on to another citizenship, especially United States.
Yeah.
Okay, you get me?
Yeah. I get you. Yeah.
Okay.
I because of the situation. I mean, let's not be
Yes.
ridiculous. There's a situation in Iraq, a very serious, dangerous situation right now, and
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
not wouldn't be my first choice at this particular juncture.
Y- Yeah, I know that.
I mean, really. Uh, right. So, okay, other Arabic people are allowed to become a citizen. What about Westerners or Russian or Chinese or?
Yes, if you get married from Iraqi, you have a right to take citizenship.
Ah,
And
really?
yes, that's right.
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting.
Mm.
All right. Thanks there.
You're welcome.
Okay, Max, what's the situation in Russia?
I just like Ming don't know.
No
Of course, it's
idea.
possible. Yeah, a lot of people come to Russia, uh,
Mhm.
but I don't know how they do it.
How you
I think,
achieve citizenship, what the rules are?
yeah, yeah,
No idea.
yeah. Which room? I don't know, but it's possible, of course.
Okay.
We we don't have like in USA green card.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
USA has a
but
number of different visas, work visas, student visas. They all have acronyms and E1 and E3. I don't know. AE.
I haven't
I don't know. There's a
actually
bunch of names.
really honestly I've never thought about.
Okay. Hmm. Interesting. As an American, I've thought about it a lot because it's a problem. It's an ongoing, it's been a problem for 200 years, frankly, because people have been immigrating en masse for a long time. And it's interesting in America, it fluctuates. There's big waves of immigration and then it dies down and then there's a big wave. And, I mean, in the 1800s, Irish people because there's a famine in Ireland. So there was a huge wave of Irish people and then a
I
huge
think
wave of Italian people and so on and
I
so
think
on.
in this time in Russia we have some kind of problem like in USA, not illegal immigrants, a lot of
Illegal immigrants. Right.
illegal, but it's they live in big city, not like mine city.
Hmm.
Uh,
They go to Moscow, and
yeah. Regards to Moscow.
yeah, I have.
It's big problem because then in the city a lot of illegal immigrants, the salary fall down.
Yes,
Uh, yeah,
exactly.
and,
They are willing to work for a much lower salary.
yeah,
And because they're illegal, they are under the table, as we say in English.
yeah,
That's the
and
idiom.
don't
They don't pay taxes.
pay
They
taxes.
work under the table. Right, exactly. Um, so that's a big problem. And you're absolutely right. In the United States has a huge problem with this right now.
And actually, second problem, they don't want to learn Russian or something like that. They just live in small groups.
Yes.
It's,
Uh,
it's another problem.
that is another problem, and you're absolutely correct. They don't integrate into the
Integrate.
society. They don't become like everyone else. They keep a completely separate culture and society, totally insulated from the rest of the main society. Yes, the same thing happens in the United States, actually, frequently, frequently, and not and with many cultures. Uh, it's kind of a problem, actually. Famous Vietnamese, Chinese, they don't integrate into the society. They don't learn English. And it makes it very difficult. Um, the big problem now, of course, in the United States is people from Central American countries who are having a bad economic time, and also a lot of problems with gangs and drugs and crime. So, I mean, who could blame them? It's getting very dangerous to live in their society. So they're literally streaming over the border, Mexican American border. And they've started something new, and it's, I don't know what to think about it. Frankly, they're just sending their children into America. I mean, children, little kids. Uh, and then the United States doesn't know what to do with them because they're children. I mean, it's not, you know, you have the moral issues now. Um, I don't know. It's very difficult. Anyway, in the United States, if you've been there for 3 years, you could do the hi George or hey, sorry, I mean or hey, George, American version. Join us. Come join us. In America, if you have completed your paperwork, if you're born in America, literally born on American soil, you're automatically an American no matter what, no matter where you come from, whatever. But for those who want to change their citizenship to America, there's paperwork and red tape, first of all. Of course, it has to do with the government, so naturally, uh, goes without saying. The fees are quite small, really, hardly cost anything. Uh, Ming, red tape, bureaucratic paperwork, often redundant. You repeat the same thing over again for different, you know, I might have to fill out this whole paperwork for the Department of Immigration. Then I fill out an extremely similar form for Social Security and another one for taxes and another one. Instead of just filling out one form, I have to fill out 10 different forms. And it's very time consuming. Red tape is redundant bureaucratic paperwork. There you go. That's it. Um, that's it. One thing, Ming, you can't say paper works paperwork is a uncountable noun. All right, so I have a lot of paperwork to do tonight. I cannot say I have many paperworks. Okay. Same thing with homework. All right, by the way, which I've heard a million times. I have too many homeworks. No, you don't. That word doesn't exist in the English language. Okay. So aside from a nominal fee, it really doesn't, it's like $150 or something. It's relatively cheap. And all the red tape, filing the papers, and then you have to get a response and confirmation back. There's a lot of paperwork. Other than that, it's very simple. You have to, one thing you have to do, you have to swear off allegiance to any other country. Okay, I will no longer give allegiance to any other country. So you have to swear. Okay, cut your ties with another country. And the other thing you have to do is you have to take United States citizenship test, which I'm going to share with you, and we're gonna check it out, try it out. You can see what it's like. I have the actual test. Now, this test, you only have to get 6 questions out of 10 correct. You have to get 60%. It is an oral test. It's like an interview. All right, so you obviously have to understand English, or you won't be able to understand the questions. So many people studying for the citizenship and test in the United States are also second language speakers. That's common, and they're also learning English. The material on the test is very fast, just a quick thing. The material, some of it's really simple and easy, and I think you guys can even get it. Some of it, you guys I may be wrong. I'm very interested to see if you guys know any of this stuff. Some of it is about American history. Some of it is, you may have questions about current American leaders. Who is the president, for example? Who is the vice president? Some of it is about how the government works. Those are actually the most complicated questions. Government's complicated. Basically, that's pretty much it. Specific questions about crucial, or, well, the most important, crucial for Americans, documents in the United States, the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. You have to know something about these 3 pillars of America, really. The rules. Okay, so that's it. You go, you sign up and you get approved, and you go and you have a 10-question oral exam, and you don't have to speak whole sentences or anything like that. It's not like IELTS or TOEFL or something. You just have to give the answer. And that's it. So I'm very curious to see if you guys will know any of this stuff. And I want to share this with you. Here, I'm going to share this official government document from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Sounds pretty official, right? Okay, the official 100 civics, history, and government questions and answers for the naturalization test. That's what it's called, the naturalization test. An oral test by a USCIS officer. They'll ask 10 questions out of this list. That's it. Okay. The officer will not accept an incorrect op. You can't bribe these guys, so forget about that. Okay. Okay. Although the USCIS is aware that there may be additional correct answers to the 100 civics questions, applicants are encouraged to respond to the civics questions using the answers provided below. So, in reality, it's not that difficult to for this test. You've got to be able to get 6 questions only out of 100. Okay, and many of these questions, actually, there's more than one correct answer. So let's try these out. You guys may have struggled with this. You may, I don't know. I have no idea. Ming,
Yes.
this is a hard question. You may have no idea.
Okay.
What is the supreme law of the land?
The Constitution.
Really? That is correct. Very good. I am impressed. Woohoo! Okay, excellent. There. What does the Constitution do?
Okay. What does the Constitution do? I think the third one protects basic right of American. No?
Again?
Third one, third choice, protect basic right of Americans.
Oh, you guys,
Protect.
I uploaded the test. You guys all have it.
Yes, yes.
I can't go in order then. I see. All right, that's it for you guys. I know what you guys are up to. All right. So far, so good. You've got 1 for 1. All right, I'm going to skip around so you guys can't so easily. Nice one. Okay. I'm going to skip around and make it a little harder for you. Okay, Max. What are 2 cabinet-level positions? Ooh.
I don't download document, and I don't have idea.
Don't have any idea.
Yeah.
Let me explain first of all that the cabinet are departments. Okay, the president, obviously we elect the president in the United States, and then he appoints you. He literally points. I want you to do this, you to do that, you to do this. So they're the main departments of the United States government, and the person who is head of that department, for example, foreign affairs or international affairs, would be the Secretary of State. They're all called, their title is Secretary of blah, 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 whatever. And there's a bunch of them. So there's one, Secretary of State. Can you guess, Max? What are other key departments in the government?
I don't
No?
know. So
I think about it as a business. Ming, can you think of any cabinet level positions?
Secretary of State and Secretary of Agriculture.
Yeah, very good. Secretary of Agriculture, absolutely. He's in charge of all the farms. You bet. Yeah, okay, very good. Bear, can you think of any other cabinet level positions? Secretary?
Yes. Yeah, but I have a question about about the question of number 7. The third option, it is Pursuit of Happiness. I think it is the title of movie. Is that right? Is that right in Constitution of America? Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Life,
Title
liberty,
of
and the
movie.
pursuit of happiness. I don't even know. Oh, question 9. There it is. Yeah, I know that by heart. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is in
Is
that.
that right?
There are
Already?
right.
In your American Constitution? But I
Yeah.
think it is. I thought it is a movie. Movie.
Well, it was in the Constitution long before films were ever invented.
Maybe.
But
Maybe.
yeah, I'm sure they took that from every American citizen knows that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We've all memorized it, so it's a very common phrase. So I'm sure the movie just, borrowed the phrase. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Uh, there, do you know any? Can you guess any other cabinet level positions? The head
Yeah.
of departments, most important departments in the United
Yeah.
States.
I think it is. Yeah. Maybe a Secretary of Foreign.
That
I mean, Ministry of Foreign.
Yeah, okay, some Ministry of Foreign Affairs, whatever, but that is actually, it has a weird name. He's called the Secretary of State. He's the
Yeah,
guy
but
in
but
charge of.
but sorry, Akli, I thought Hillary Clinton, they call her a Secretary of Foreign, maybe. Is that right, or I'm wrong?
She
When
might
when
be,
when Hillary Clinton was a Ministry of Foreign,
when
you
she
you
was,
ma- yes,
she used to be the Secretary of State, and now it's John Kerry.
yes, I know, no, but I thought I heard when Hillary Clinton was for Ministry of Foreign, and in a press they call her a Secretary of Foreign. So I don't know if that's right or wrong. Yeah, I know.
Uh, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, yeah, that's right, but that is not a cabinet level position.
Mm. Oh, okay.
So the cabinet, the president's cabinet, or the gentleman he's allowed to appoint, and he surrounds himself with, they're his advisors, in other words, and
Hmm.
maybe he's a Secretary of State, Secretary of Agriculture. That's right.
Okay.
Um, and there's a number of others. Jorge, hello, you joined us.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Good morning. Whatever. Okay. Good evening. Jorge, can you think of any other, just, you might be able to logically guess. They're called Secretary of whatever. They're the president's main advisors, also called his cabinet. Can you think of any other positions, Secretary of something?
Um, I'm going to take a look at this PDF. Many others. I don't know, maybe Secretary of State in Labor.
Labor, right?
Yeah, Labor.
Yeah,
That's right.
right. Okay, they're just the essential elements of government. So agriculture, commerce, okay, the economy,
Right.
Secretary of Defense, obviously the military, Secretary of
Hmm.
Education, Secretary of Energy, Secretary of Health and Human Services. A new
Right.
one, a brand new one after 9/11 is Secretary of Homeland Security. That did not exist 20 years ago.
Right.
Secretary of Housing, Housing and Urban Development, Secretary of
Oh.
the Interior. Can Open question for the class. What do you
Mm.
think the Secretary of the Interior does? He
Mm.
decorates the office. No. He vacuums. No. Anybody in the class, Secretary of the Interior, can you possibly
But I
guess?
is that exist this position in United States? So I think it does not exist this position in United States because I mean
What does?
every it is that okay.
It's often involved in controversy.
Hmm.
Often. So he gets a lot of press in the United States. He wouldn't get international press. Think about it, Secretary of the Interior. Secretary of the Interior is in charge of the natural resources, all natural resources located within the United States. And that means forests, minerals, water, everything. National parks, protected areas, protected wildlife areas, everything. So all public lands, of which there is a lot in the United States. So very always involved in some kind of controversy in the United States about protecting the forests or mining rights, drilling for oil. All of that has to go through the Secretary of the Interior.
Mm-hmm.
Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Transportation, okay, air, train, rail, whatever. Secretary of the Treasury, the money guy, and Secretary of Veterans Affairs, another one that didn't used to exist.
Veterans Affairs.
Yes. Ex-military are veterans.
Oh. Okay.
That guy needs to be doing a better job. Also a controversial position. Actually, many of these, there's problems in the education system. This is the guy who's the Secretary of Education. He's the guy on the hot seat. Okay, Max. Here's one maybe you know. What is the political party of the president right now?
Yeah, I think
No idea.
I know a bit about this.
You don't know that one?
No.
Okay. Do you know another separate question, what are the two major political parties in the United States?
Two parties. Oh yeah, maybe Democratic and Liberal. No.
Republic.
No.
Yeah.
What's that,
The
Jorge?
Republic.
The Republic is in the. I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Max had that one, actually.
Republican.
Democratic,
Democrats. That's it.
and the Republican. That's it. Right. And the president right now is?
Barack Obama.
And his party is?
Democrat.
Democratic.
Yeah, very good. Okay, you got it. Okay. Oh, here's an interesting. Question. Ming, what is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Visitors to the country, people on a work visa, they can't.
The ability to vote.
Very good. That's absolutely correct. The ability to vote, and actually, there's one more. This is interesting. You have the responsibility. You can't avoid this. If you're an American, if they call you, you have to serve on a
serve your
jury.
country.
No. Not military. No one is obligated to join the military. But everyone is obligated to serve on a jury.
Oh, yeah, that.
Do you know what a jury is?
Yeah, I have jury letters so far.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. A jury, they judge guilty or not guilty in a crime. You have the right in the United States to have a jury of your peers, which means you can have 12 people decide if you're guilty or not guilty. So everyone has to serve on the jury if they are called. Um, I've served on a jury, as a matter of fact, a couple times. One time I was not picked, and one time I was. It was a very interesting thing, actually. Uh, okay. There. What
Yes.
are what are two rights of everyone living in the United States? There are
Mm,
several.
uh, I don't know which number it is, but I will guess. I think liberty and have a right to live, maybe.
Nope, you don't have a right to
Void,
live.
void, maybe voiding, maybe voiding or something like that. Because
Oh,
I don't know which number. Yeah, I don't
no,
see it.
these are sometimes known as the freedoms,
Mm,
the rights or freedoms granted under the Constitution.
yeah, but not all. Oh, I mean, you know the last events in Missouri. Do you know the my hands up? Don't shoot me. My hands up. Don't shoot me. Okay.
Mm.
You hear that?
In
Okay.
Ferguson, in
And
Missouri.
Ferguson, yes. My hands up. Don't shoot me, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I I think
Yeah.
it's nobody really knows what happened yet. I have no opinion. How can I have an opinion? I wasn't there, and I have no idea what happened. Wow.
There's a video. There's a video. Okay. The
There
police
is.
officer, yeah, shot him two two times in his head and four in
Uh-huh.
other body. Yeah, so 6 times. So, but my question here is that as it's like a controversial because the Obama now in period this president of United States and this happened between black and white. Do you think this? Uh, I thought the United States preceded this problem from 70. I mean, so why
Yeah.
it is back again?
Yeah, that's a great question. Uh, frankly, if you really want my opinion, uh, what happened? Hopefully, justice will be done, and if the police shot him in the head, the police will go to jail, where of course the criminals will rip him apart. Cops don't do well in jail in America, so he'll get his, no worries. But he'll get what's coming to him. But in any case, in my view, there's two problems. Most of the country, there is no problem. Where I'm from in Vermont, there's no black-white problem. There's just no problem at all. It only happens in certain areas. Secondly, but here's the thing. I think there's two problems, and one is the white people who are very close-minded, conservative, and they insist that there's not a problem. They turn a blind eye and they say, "Why are people protesting? This is one incident. What's the
Mhm,
issue?"
mhm,
And I think that's well, personally I disagree with that. It's just my opinion. There obviously is a problem, or there wouldn't be people in the street. So just denying there's a problem is idiotic, in my opinion. Very conservative, Republican kind of view. And when you look at polls, you can see that Democrats are, 90% say that this shows there's a problem in the country, and the Republicans 90% say there's no problem. So they need to get their heads out of their butts, in my opinion. But second, there's another problem here, and frankly, my best friend in the United States is a black man, an African American, and we would have conversations about this, and I can understand his point. There is definitely racial profiling, but on the other hand, there's a cycle going on, and it's really extremely sad. And that cycle, see, he uses that. Yes, there is. The police, not normal people. He doesn't have to deal with this really very often amongst normal people, but amongst police or some small percentage of white people are going to treat him differently because he's black,
mhm,
and police do it. Uh, and so I understand how that makes him uncomfortable, how he feels that it's unfair. It is. I understand his position. But the black community tends to use this, in my opinion. Part of the half the problem is white people, and half the problem is black people themselves. They use this as a crutch to excuse themselves from trying to go past the problem. They use it as a crutch to say, "Oh, we're oppressed, so I can't get a good job because it won't be fair because it's they're not being fair to me because the police slowed down and asked me questions. So the United States is not fair to black people, so I'm not going to get a job. I'm just going to turn to crime." Or it's a crutch they use to excuse themselves from taking on responsibility. And it's just self-perpetuating. So more of them become criminals, so more cops look at black people as if they may be suspects. So more of them say that we are discriminated against, and they don't actually try to raise themselves in society. And so more become criminals, and around and around and around and around we go. And it just never seems to end. And I wish there was a way to end it. And it's a frustrating thing. It's a frustrating thing because for many people there is no problem. There really isn't a problem, but there isn't, but there is. So it's really hard to talk about and dissect and figure out. I don't know. Did my explanation even come close to explaining it?
Yes, of course, okay, because everyone has opinion about this issue. Yeah, I understand that. Yes, you're right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yes. Okay. As Ming said, getting back to the freedoms or rights of everyone in the United States. Yes. Freedom of speech, religious freedom. That's right. Freedom of worship, we call it. You have freedom of expression, freedom of assembly. You are allowed to gather, so those people in Ferguson, you are completely allowed to gather and protest in the United States. Peaceably assemble, that is. You're not allowed to shoot at policemen. But you do have the right to bear arms, another controversial right. Bear arms, meaning you can own a gun. Okay. Okay. Here's a Jorge.
Yes, teacher.
How old do you have to be to vote for president in the United States?
Sorry, could you repeat, please?
How old do you have to be to
Oh,
vote for the United States? What's the age?
16?
No.
I have taken a look at the PDFs.
16 is driving. You can get a driver's license and drive by yourself when you're 16. But voting
Uh,
is actually 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can drive when you're 16. You can vote when you're 18. You can buy and consume alcohol when you're 21.
Right.
Yeah. What is it in your country, Jorge?
In my country, you can vote with 16.
Really? Where are you from?
Yeah. Brazil.
Brazil? Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't have to. I don't know how to say. It's not required, but you can vote with 16 if you want to.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, you're not required to vote in the United States, but you can vote when you're 18.
Okay.
Wow.
Right here, when you have more than 18 years old, you have to you are required to vote.
You're required.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody.
It's very
You have
interesting.
no option. You have no option. After each 4 years, you have to vote for president. We're going to have
Wild.
um, a vote in this year for president election.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
Yeah, I seen that in the papers in the news. Right.
Yeah, one of
Uh,
the president that was that was the sorry, I don't sorry, I don't say.
ex-president.
No, one of them died this week. That will
Oh,
be,
candidates.
yeah, yes, that's
People,
it. One of the
people.
candidates
Right. People
died.
trying to get elected or candidate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What happened there? Was that somewhat controversial?
His airplane crashed.
Yeah. I'm always suspicious. I'm getting more and more suspicious every day. Every time an
Yeah.
airplane crashes. What is going on with airplanes? I'm not flying anywhere. I'm taking a boat.
Yeah, it's more safe.
Yeah, right? I give up. Okay. Anyway, that's wild. Yeah, for myself, Jorge, when my 16th birthday, I swear to you, I got my driver's license on my 16th birthday. I couldn't wait. Um, the
Right.
day after my 18th birthday, I voted for president. The next day, it just happens my birthday's on election day or very close. It changes. Uh, but anyway, um, and my 21st birthday, you can believe that, yes, I did drink alcohol. Okay. Uh, here is an here's an interesting question. Max is out for a minute. Let's talk about American history. Uh, okay. Ming, why did the colonists fight the British? There are three possible reasons.
Because they weren't happy that the British were taxing them, but they didn't have any representatives in the parliament.
There you go. Taxation without representation. Yes. Probably the number one reason. Right. And also because they didn't have self-government, which is kind of the obvious. And also, little known, lesser known, the British Army were allowed to stay in their houses for free. Which is kind of weird. They could just move into your house. Great. Can you imagine that? They'll just have a bunch of Army guys move into your house, start eating everything in your refrigerator. Man, that would stink. Okay. Who was the first U.S. president?
Maybe Benjamin
Nope.
Franklin? No,
No, he was not.
no. Okay, let's see. Which number of question this?
Haha. Here, which number? It's way down the list.
Okay, I don't see it.
Okay. Who knows? Let me throw it out to the class. Who knows? Jorge? Do you know?
George Washington.
Yeah, very good. Guy with your name. Yeah, that's right. George Washington. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting one. There's a lot of possible answers. Let's see. Whose turn is it? Jorge again, I guess. Max, are you back?
Right.
Jorge, name one. Actually, I'm going to ask everyone. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States.
Oh, God.
There's
I don't know.
There's so many answers possible.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's so many American Indian tribes recognized officially by the government.
Indian tribes.
I have no idea how
Don't
many.
remember anyone right now.
You don't? Ming?
Right,
Is
India.
Cherokee one?
Cherokee is one. Yeah. There? Do you know any names of American Indian tribes?
No, but I thought it is just Red Indian.
No. They
No.
each, there's many, 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 many tribes, each very, very unique culturally,
Oh,
and and they all still exist, and they have their own reservations, their own areas where they have their own sovereign laws.
I,
Actually, they, they have to follow federal laws, but they can, like, each state can then create its own laws. Each individual Indian reservation can create its own sovereign laws,
I
actually.
think Ohio is a tribe name, isn't it? Ohio.
I actually don't know. It's an Indian word. I know it's from an Indian word, but I don't know if it's actually a tribe. I'm not sure.
Oh, it says Iowa is.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of American names, like state names and river names and mountain names, that are definitely Native American Indian in origin. No question about that. Some other examples: Cherokee, Apache, Iroquois, Blackfeet, Choctaw, Cheyenne, Huron, Oneida. Huron, like Lake Huron, one of the Great Lakes. Oneida is a city named Lohida. Lakota. Lakota is a city in South Dakota. Teton Mountain Range. And yeah, there's a lot of them that also have the names of different places. Okay, well, that was kind of interesting, or I thought so anyway. But lo and behold, we are out of time, and I have to go now, as I have a private class to teach here on Verbling. So join me next time on Verbling. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
great. Thank you,
Bye.
teacher.
Thanks.